Good afternoon, dear students. Myself, Dr. Umia Pathan, Assistant Professor, D.Y. Patel College of Physiotherapy. In our previous lecture, we have discussed about preparation of massage. In this lecture, we will discuss about manipulations of massage, meaning how that all out of four main type of massage manipulations, first one is a stroking manipulation. In that there are two subtypes, effleurage and stroking. So first we will see about effleurage. Aims behind giving effleurage are: it helps to assist venous and lymphatic drainage. It helps to assist fluid interchange. It helps to assist in relaxation of patients through its sedative effect. If we give light effleurage, it helps to decrease muscle tone. If we give deep effleurage, it will help to increase the muscle tone. Also, it helps in passive stretch of muscle fibers. Now we will see actual technique of effleurage, how effleurage will perform. Okay, effleurage, it is a unidirectional manipulation in which the operator's hand passes from distal to proximal with a depth compatible with the state of the tissues and the desired effect, and ending in a group of lymphatic glands. Thus, this manipulation may start at one end and proceed to proximal space, draining the part to be treated. For example, we can move hand from fingertips to axilla and draining fluid into the axillary lymph nodes. Similarly, from toe to groin, from buttocks to axilla, from neck to supraclavicular glands. The depth should be such as to push fluid onwards in the superficial vessels. This may be observed especially in the veins of forearm. The manipulation is performed with the whole hand softly curved and relaxed to fit the part, or with any part of hand which fits the part. Both hands may be used together on opposite aspect of part or may follow one another. Each hand may be used singly while the opposite hand supports the part in an appropriate position. In this picture you can see, in this first picture you can see therapist is using his both hands together. In second picture you can see therapist is using one hand following another hand. Effleurage exerts a mechanical pressure on the soft walled veins, pressing blood on towards the larger veins and towards the right heart. Regurgitation is prevented by presence of walls. In this way, venous congestion is removed and it is used in early stages of sprains. Circulation in the skin improves, its nutrition gets improved, so the gland secretes more sebum which can lead to skin becomes soft and supple. Sweat is excreted and tone of skin is improved. Now, second type in stroking manipulation is stroking. We will see what are the aims behind giving stroking. First, it helps to assist in creating sedative effect. If we give slow stroking, if we give fast stroking, it helps to create stimulating effect. Also, it helps in application of contact medium. Now we will see technique of stroking. How this stroking can be performed. Stroking, it is a unidirectional manipulation in which the operator's hand passes usually from proximal to distal down the length of tissues. The stroke should start with a firm contact and finish with a smooth lift of your hands. The hands may be positioned obliquely so that the heel travel first, but can adjust its position down the length of the part so that comfortable contact is maintained. Slower strokes are more sedative, so you can give one stroke per 5 seconds to produce sedative effect. Faster strokes are more stimulating, so you can give 5 strokings per 5 seconds. Generally, we can use faster stroking to complete the stimulating effect. This stroking can be performed by using one hand, usually on narrow area, two hands simultaneously, one each side on a broad area. Be careful not to pull on the part. Third one is right and left hands following one another on narrow area. Another one is a thumb or fingers on confirm area, one handed, two handed, or alternately. See, in this picture, therapist is using both hands for giving stroking manipulation. Okay, uh, don't be confused with the stroking and effleurage. Stroking is totally superficial manipulation, and in effleurage we apply pressure. Effects and uses of stroking. It causes stimulation of peripheral nervous system. Slow and deep stroking produces a feeling of restfulness. Now, second type of massage is pressure manipulation. In that, kneading, petrissage and friction massage comes. First we will see kneading. Okay, so aims uh, behind giving kneading are: it helps to assist venous and lymphatic return, it helps to assist fluid interchange, it helps sorry it increases mobility of underlying tissues. Now we will see circular kneading. Technique of circular kneading. Kneading, it is a circular manipulation performed so that skin and subcutaneous tissues are moved in a circular manner on the underlying structures. The manipulation may be performed with palmar aspect of whole hand, with palm, with all fingers, or with the pads or tip of thumb or pads or tip of fingers. While giving kneading, care must be taken that the hard heel of the hand takes no part in the manipulation. Pressure on body points must be carefully avoided. Whatever the area used, a circle is described by the part of your hand in contact with pressure on the upward part of the circle, but only for a small segment. The actual range or number of degrees for which pressure is exerted varies with the part being treated. On flat areas, for example like back, the pressure with the right hand is from uh, clockwise position from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock, with that hand circulating clockwise. The left hand circle counterclockwise and exerts pressure from 4 o'clock to 1 o'clock line. On the limbs, the pressure is exerted from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock with the right hand, and from 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock with the left hand. See, in this picture you can see you exert pressure from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock with right hand, and from 4 o'clock to 1 o'clock with the help of left hand. These kneading are performed with the help of following types. Okay, so first one is a whole hand kneading. If therapists use the whole hand, that is called whole hand kneading. So while performing this, place your hands obliquely to the long axis of the part and maintain full contact using all of the palmar surface to perform this manipulation. Second type is palmar kneading. If the kneading is performed with the help of only palm. Okay. So while performing this, use only the palm of your hand and allow your fingers and thumb to relax off contact with the subject. Great depth can be gained using palm, so take care not to dig in with the bony prominence. Third type is flat finger kneading. If therapists use only fingers, that is called flat finger kneading. This is performed with the palmar surface of second to fifth digits, while the palm and thumb remain off contact. This is often used to work on less muscular or poorly padded areas. Fourth type is finger pad kneading. If we use pad of the fingers, that is called finger pad kneading. This is performed with the finger pads either individually or with several finger pads together to provide a linear contact. If we use individually, most commonly used fingers are index and middle finger. Okay, so you can see in this picture the therapist is using pad of the finger. A little finger may be too short on most people, so the index, middle, and ring fingers are bent sufficiently to allow the pads to create a contact line. These manipulations are often used around joints and along the line of ligaments and in treating scars. Fifth type is fingertip kneading. This is performed in the same way as a finger pad kneading, but in this you can use only the tip of the pad, taking care to keep your nails off contact. You can see in the figures. Another type is thumb pad kneading. This is performed with the thumb pads. The size of the area to be treated dictates the amount of pad which is in contact with the subject's skin. This manipulation is usually performed by resting your fingers on the opposite side of the limb or more laterally on the back. But when working on the face or in presence of any contraindications, the finger should not rest on the subject. Moving toward the last part, the last type is superimposed kneading. This type of kneading can be very deep and it usually performed when greater depth is required. The contact hand is rested fully on the part. Superimposed hand rests on the top of it, either obliquely across when working on opposite side of the body, or palm over fingers, like shown in the figures. When working on the adjacent side of the body, the upper hand must not exert such constant pressure that kneading by the underhand is distorted. Both hands work together. Okay. The body movement of therapists are forward and backward, sway from feet to enhance the depth. Now, effects and uses of circular kneading. It promotes a better blood supply to the muscles, thereby increasing their nutrition. It can be used in case of muscular weakness. It has a sedative effect and it is useful in allowing twitching and cramp in the muscle after severe exertion. Kneading of the limb by its pressure against the bone stimulates the blood supply of periosteum, from which the bone receives its nourishment, and therefore the nutrition of bone itself is increased. Kneading is largely used on the abdomen. It produces a more active flow of blood to the organs, and cells are stimulated to further activity. So thus digestion and absorption are aided.